Welcome back, family. This is segment 2. In the first part, I laid out the 5 draws, the statistical evidence, and the revelation of Psalms 139:14, that a lifetime was fashioned and recorded in the Book of Elohim before coming into existence, making all memory temporal. Now I want to take you deeper into what this means, practically, theologically, and personally. I want to be transparent with you, because the AI hub that assists with the interpretation of these draws and my own spirit-led discernment arrived at different conclusions about what the affirmative verdict means for human relationships. The AI hub reads the verdict as, yes, you will remember. You will recognize your wife. Recognition is not destroyed in the age to come. It is perfected. Under this reading, Ecclesiastes 1:11 describes only life under the sun, the cyclical futility of the present order, and covenant bonds carry through into the renewed creation, purified of sorrow but intact. My own discernment is different. I believe the affirmative verdict means, yes, Ecclesiastes speaks truthfully. We will not remember our past memories in the new heavens and new earth. And this is beautiful. Think about what it means to wipe away all tears. Revelation 21, verse 4. If a mother carries the memory of losing a child into the age to come, the tears have not been wiped away. They have been relocated. If I remember the suffering my wife endured, the sorrow persists. The only way to fully, completely, permanently wipe away every tear is to remove the memories that produce them. And Psalms 139:14 tells us exactly why this is possible. Because identity was never built from those memories. The lifetime was fashioned and recorded before the memories began. Removing them takes nothing from who you are. It takes only the shadow. The substance was written in the book before the shadow was ever cast. Now, I'm not saying my wife will not be there. I believe the covenant faithful will dwell together in the Father's presence, in love and fellowship. But not because we remember each other from former times, because we are together in Him. Joshua himself taught in Matthew 22 that in the resurrection, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like the angels in heaven. The marital bond, as we know it under the sun, does not persist in its former shape. But love persists, fellowship persists, companionship among the righteous persists. And here's the part one find most comforting. Not remembering former times will not lessen the love we share in that age. On the contrary, it frees it. Love without the shadow of former pain. Fellowship without the weight of former grief. That is what the Father is building. First Enoch 48, verse 9, from Draw 2, says it with absolute finality. And no trace of them shall any more be found. Not influence, not effect, no trace. Total liberation from the former order's grip on consciousness. And this is mercy, not cruelty, because the lifetime that was fashioned and recorded in the book remains untouched by the dissolution of temporal memory. Now let me bring in the mathematical transmutation and discovery mode results, because these confirm what the draws are saying at the level of the entire corpus. The mathematical transmutation report processed all 32,021 verses of the UTV corpus, 16,386 unique terms, nearly 1 million tokens. And here is what stands out. The corpus's strongest semantic bond is between covenant and inheritance at a cosine similarity of 0.2942. That is the highest pair in the entire vocabulary. The corpus itself is organized around the question of who belongs and what they receive, recorded identity, and assigned inheritance. The discovery mode centroid analysis surfaces the corpus's gravitational center, and it is covenant inheritance land passages. Numbers 1:1, the census in the desert, registering every male head by lineage. Joshua 13:32, the distribution of priestly inheritance in Canaan. The corpus orbits around identity by assignment. Who you are was recorded in the book before you arrived. And the cluster analysis reveals the highest similarity pair in the corpus. Matthew 8:26 and Luke 9:71. The Son of Man who has nowhere to lay his head. The one whose identity is most secure in all creation has no temporal anchor. His lifetime was fashioned and recorded before he walked the earth. This is the Christological archetype for Psalms 139:14. I anchored the original three-draw series under Psalms 105, verse 45, that they might observe his statutes and keep his Torah. Hallelujah! Psalms 105 is a psalm that recounts the entire history of YHWH's covenantal action, from Abraham to Egypt to the wilderness to the Promised Land. Every act of deliverance, every miracle, every provision had one ultimate purpose: obedience, Torah observance, covenantal faithfulness. In this present age, we remember what YHWH has done so that we will obey. Memory drives obedience. But in the age to come, when we are filled with the fullness of Elohim, Ephesians 3:19, obedience is no longer in question. The scaffolding comes down because the building is complete. The instrumental purpose of memory is fulfilled. And what remains is not emptiness. It is presence, fullness, a love that passes knowledge itself. This is why Psalms 139:14 is the capstone. The lifetime was fashioned and recorded in the book before coming into existence. Memory was the tool that sustained the lifetime through this age. But the tool is not the thing. The recorded lifetime is the thing. And when the age ends, the tool is set down. The lifetime endures. So here is what the Father is saying. Family, across 5 draws, 35 verses, 2 days of inquiry, and mathematics that defies random chance by factors of 10 to the 15th power. Your lifetime was fashioned and recorded in the Book of Elohim before you came into existence. Memory served its purpose. It sustained you through the crossing, like old grain in Leviticus 25, like the Jordan waters that part, and then return without trace. In the new heavens and new earth, the waters close behind. The old grain is consumed. The scaffolding comes down, and what remains is not less than what you had. It is infinitely more. It is the recorded identity, the fashioned lifetime, shining with the light that YHWH of spirits causes to appear on the face of the holy, the covenant faithful, and the elect. Not the light of what you remember, the light of who you are, the light of what was written in the book before you drew your first breath. I offer you both perspectives, the AI hub's reading that recognition persists, and my own discernment that memory dissolves while the recorded identity endures, because I want you to search the scriptures for yourself. Bring it before the Father. The mathematics confirms that something far beyond random chance is operating. 5 draws, 5 transcendence-level signals, 1 direction. But the interpretation belongs to the Spirit. Psalms 105:45, that they might observe his statutes and keep his Torah. Hallelujah! In Psalms 139:14, in your book it was recorded that a lifetime was fashioned before coming into existence. And that, not your memories, is what crosses into the age to come. This is Dallas James, Heart's Two Fathers Publishing and the Royal Levitical Priesthood Ministry. Shalom.